climbing technique theory, right? With who is this?
I'm Amelia Vigil. Nice to meet you.
Amelia, where are you from?
I'm from San Francisco. I'm a San Franciscan. What? I've been an outdoor climber for 14 years. I started indoor instructing 6 years ago.
So it's a big thing, like trying to connect with someone that can potentially help me get outside.
Yeah, and the wall that we have here is really amazing because it is that transitional wall. It's a featured wall, which means that it's more like outdoor climbing than other indoor walls.
How do you do your classes? What's the layout?
Well, my classes generally are focused on not only the physical element to rock climbing, but also the mental aspect to it. The strategic planning and the ways in which we can use our bodies and our minds together to progress going vertical. Because going vertical isn't always natural to everyone.
What are we going over today?
Today we're going to talk about body positioning, points of contact, and weighted versus balance in our bodies.
Sweet, let's go over to the learning wall with Amelia. Let's go see what you got over here. Yeah.
Here we are with our first body positioning, and it's a big no. Why do you think it's a big no, John?
It's a big no because the hips are really far away from the wall,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, you'll notice that we have straight legs here. We have hips really far out of the wall, and we have straight arms here. I've drawn this G for us and this dotted dashed line to represent gravity. Because in climbing, gravity will either work with us or it will work against us. And more often than not, people feel it working against them.
And it's always going to exist, so learn how to work with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this body positioning is bad because when your hips are away from the wall like that, that leaves big bad gravity to come rip you off and throw you to the mat. So here we have Johnny in the no position.
No.
No. How are you feeling?
Cracking. My butt feels like it's like gigantic.
And what about your hands? Do you think you got a lot of life in them?
No, my hands have about 30 seconds wide.
Okay, and those feet, do they feel pretty secure, like you could stand on them, or are they gonna...
I feel like I'm kind of falling away from the wall more than anything, yeah.
Yeah, this is why this is the no.
No!
No! We're getting closer to the almost body positioning up here. Why do you think this is almost, Johnny? Okay,
so hips were away from the wall here, the hips are closer and kind of into the wall.
Yes, and our knees are bent, right?
Yeah.
But we'll take a notice that our arms are also bent, okay? When you're in that kind of power position where you transition from trusting your skeleton into utilizing your muscles,
yeah,
right? If you stay in this position, you are burning off energy,
yeah,
right? So the reason why this is an almost is because even though we got the hips in the wall, even though we got the legs,
the weighted
bent,
legs, yeah,
the weighted legs, we still have our torso off the wall, and we have our hands bent in front of us, which is draining a lot of energy. So we want to figure out that. Okay, here we are in the almost position, right? We've got that bent arm we talked about. I can literally see his
muscles.
We've got the power position in the legs, which is good, but the hips can be a little more in. There we go. How is that feeling, Johnny?
I feel strong on my feet, but like I'm gonna wear out my arms.
Yeah.
And my weight's better in my feet.
Awesome. And so with those hips in, that adjustment I made, what did it do for your feet?
I got heavier in my feet.
Yeah, so your feet are actually sticking now.
Yeah.
Right, because you're weighting them. Yeah. Awesome. You think you could hang out there for a
I could almost hang out. Almost.
Almost. Why is this a yes, Johnny?
Hips are in the wall. The feet are weighted, knees, you're really setting into the wall, and your arms are straight and you're kind of right under them, right? So you're working with gravity the best.
And we are actually using our 2 points as balance points now. This way, when we disengage, when we straighten our arm over us, we are in a hanging position. That hanging position can help with balancing. Because when you weight your feet and you have your hands straight up in front of you, you can then use the power of your legs to bring those just out of reach.
So not pulling, but you're standing.
You're standing.
You're standing and not pulling because of the position you're in.
Yep.
Thereby saving energy.
Here we are in the yes position.
Yes.
Yes. We'll notice that he's got a straight arm, and he's relying on his skeletal structure. If you could even see that, and his head falls in line with that, and then all the way down to his hips that are right into the wall. And how are you feeling in this position?
Pretty good. My feet are heavy, my hands are heavy, and I'm like sustainable.
Yes.
Sustainable. What's the biggest difference? I don't feel like I'm being sucked away from the wall.
No, you have more choice and more control as to where you go. That position is hard to hold because it's a movement position. You need to be moving in this way.
Amelia, Climbing Technique Theory, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's going to happen next?
So next time we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between our hands and our feet and our, what I call the climbing axes.
Oh, that sounds pretty hot.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Okay.
Yay, bye.